I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. News breaking today that Gaethje's manager has said that Gaethje will only fight for a title or he's going to retire. And I firmly believe that's because he's the new Khamzat. In as much as Khamzat, nobody wants to fight him because he's not a champion, but he's potential for greatness. And I think Pimblett's the same. He's in that murky middle ground of the rankings where he's on his way to the top, he's on a good run, and he's now due to fight a load of guys that have been to the top or are currently making their way to the top, and they don't want to risk a setback. Paddy Pimblett's a big risk. A big risk. Now if you think about it, you beat Pimblett, you've just derailed a hype train that we all knew was there, and he's been lucky, it does nothing for you. But if Pimblett beats you, you've been beaten by someone who's potentially a hype train, because no one's believing it yet, or very few, or not enough people are believing that Pimblett's the real deal. So I think we're going to see Pimblett struggle now to get fights, and he's only going to get fights with people who will fight anybody until he's beaten another run of big names, and then we might see him be allowed to fight the top ranking. But yeah, I think Pimblett's the new Khamzat. I think he's going to struggle to get top level fights for now. Give him one or two and he proves himself a bit more, and when I say prove himself I mean to all the non-believers, because I'm firmly a believer, and then we'll see him fight for a title, and then we'll see him possibly take a belt. Because one other thing about Pimblett, his style of grappling wrestling is kind of the British style, which hasn't come from any wrestling, hasn't come from a long lineage or line of jiu-jitsu fighters. It's a bit of everything, and it's adapted its own style, and the main style over here in Britain is MMA. So we've got pure MMA fighters, and I firmly believe Bisping started that all. You don't have to agree with my opinion. It's good not to agree. I'm the 23-1 guy.